Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Ready to get this show on the road? Okay, so we're sitting up nice and tall. Of course, we're sitting towards the front of the chair if you can, otherwise you can sit towards the back. We want to have our feet flat on the floor and arms just hanging down by our side. Let's just roll those shoulders and loosen up to get this show on the road. Good. And relax. Let's float those arms straight up, lengthening the spine. Feel yourself growing right up out of your hips. Don't lose that as the arms come down. Even though you're breathing out, we are still keeping ourselves nice and long. Breathing in and breathing out. So we don't want to move the whole body. We just want to feel the arms traveling up gently, floating. And back down, keeping the body upright. We're going out to the side now. So we breathe in and we really fill up those lungs. And then we breathe out and we take the arms back down. And again, breathing in, still sitting nice and tall. Chest opens, but we don't want to push the chest forward. So there is a difference. There's Heather. Good morning. Breathing in. And breathing out. Good. Let those arms just hang by your side. Drop your chin to your chest now. And as you breathe out, you're going to roll down towards the floor. Now I want your arms to just hang on the outside of your legs so that you can keep the shoulders and arms relaxed. Draw the belly button back and slowly unroll until you are sitting up nice and tall again. Breathing in. And out, chin comes down to the chest, deep breath out all the way, letting those arms and shoulders just relax. No stretching and reaching for the toes, just relaxed arms. And we're going to sit up, we're going to switch all those muscles on in the center of the body so we can lift up tall. Take the right arm up now, a little side stretch, not too far, just enough to feel a little gentle stretch and wake that body up over to the other side again. Good, and coming back, we're going to keep the arms out, shoulders are down, those elbows are slightly bent. We're going to twist to the right. And then around to the left. So we're keeping our butt firmly placed on the chair here. Those arms are right out to the side the whole time. So try not to let the following arm travel across the body. Keep it out. And once more. And coming back to the center, and we'll take the arms down. Now we're going to really stretch out those wrists, circling them around. Good, and the other way. Now you should still be sitting up nice and tall. Fingers pushing them out, lengthening them. And once more, good. All right, breathing in, we take those arms up above the head now, and we bring the hands into a pistol grip. So as you breathe out, I want you to relax those shoulders. That'll mean bending those elbows a little bit. And we're going to lift out of the hips. I'm going to tilt backwards. So you're going to try and lengthen your spine and then arch it back. So you get a little squeeze in the lower back. And then come back to the top again, shoulders down. I want you to open the palms up and glue the forefinger and thumb together. And you're going to pull the elbows back as you bring your thumbs and your hands down towards your head. And then you're going to lengthen the arms above your head. And again, we're going to pull the shoulders down the back and lift. Elbows out to the side and lift. Just bring those hands down as far as you can, keeping the palms open the whole time. You can feel that through the front of the shoulders. We're also working into the triceps, so that's the underneath area of our upper arm, those angel wings. And again, good. And we're going to bring the arms out nice and wide and long, shoulders drop down. And relax. Good. Now while you're sitting up nice and tall, we're going to take the right foot off the floor and circle the ankle. Try and get those circles round. It might mean slowing it down, change direction, try the other way. A few little square edges on that circle. Let's change feet, circling around. Oh, that's better. And the other way. It's always one side better than the other, huh? Good, and place it down. Sit up tall, and we're going to do little knee lifts, alternating, just to get those legs moving and warming up as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just the right leg lifts now, not too high, and take it out to the side and in. Out to the side and in. Keep sitting tall and in. 2 more. Out and in. Feel that working right up here in this hip area. Last one. And down. Sit up tall, belly button back, and the other leg goes out and in. Don't move anything else, just that leg. So if you can't go very far because of stiffness in the back or the hips, then that's okay. You just go to where you can. Again, both sides can be different. Last one. Good. And in. Lift the leg and push through that heel. And push. I want you to feel that stretching in behind the knee there. And 2 more. Push it out. Last one. Push it out. You can see we do it gently and slowly, okay? So that we can be aware of where any pain might exist. All right, so if you can't get it completely straight, that's okay. 1 more. Good, and take it down. Let's do some really big hip circles now, and I want you to really think about using your pelvis, sinking right back down into your hips and lifting out and sticking that bum out behind you. Let's make those circles just a little bit smaller now. A little bit smaller. Like you're making a spiral, and we're coming into the center of that spiral. Little ones, getting a little faster now. And all the way to the center. Let's reverse it, keeping it small, slowly spiraling back out. Slowly, slowly, not too big. Use the whole pelvic area. Use your lower back and your tummy muscles. Nice and big now, sinking right back. Sinking right back. Feel the tummy muscles activating, okay? They tighten and they tighten. Good, and sit up tall. All right, little pelvic tilt, back and pull up. And pelvic tilt and pull up. And pelvic tilt and pull up. And again, tuck and lift. All right, that belly button is gently drawing back here. We're going to tuck the feet underneath us. Make sure the knees are not touching. You're going to hinge forward slightly. Arms come out just near your knees. Push down through your knees and into your heels to stand. Good. Make sure you're standing up nice and straight. Hips open. You're not in that bent position. Okay. Oh my goodness. You know what I haven't done either? I haven't grabbed my elastic. Wow. I was running late this morning. Okay. So I'm going to get my power bar, so that the people that are using the power bar can use it. And if you've got a resistance band, you can grab your resistance band instead. So whichever one you're using, resistance band or power bar. If you're using your power bar, let's pop it together. If you don't have it on you, just grab your resistance band. Oop. Quick and easy to put together. There we go. Alrighty. So what I'm going to get you to do, if you are using the power bar, you are going to stand on the bar and hold the handles, okay? So if you're standing on the bar, you're going to have your heels on the bar, one heel on either side of that center join, okay? And hold the handles. If you are holding the resistance band, okay, you're going to hold it roughly shoulder distance apart, as per usual. Okay, so resistance band, shoulder distance apart. Power bar, we're standing on the bar with our heels, not the toes, not the center of your feet, but your heels, okay? And make sure you're centered. All right, are we ready to go? Are we ready to move on? Okay, holding on to those handles or the resistance band, we're going to take a deep breath in. And then we're going to start to breathe out as that tension gets higher, and we're just going to come up as just as high as you can. Now, people with the bar are going to find that that's a lot harder, so you might find that you just stop here. That's okay. If you've got a resistance band, you're going to come all the way to the top, and we are all going to take our shoulders back. I want you to feel your shoulder blades squeezing towards each other. Squeeze those shoulder blades back. And again, once more. Good. And we're all going to take our arms down slowly, okay? So be really aware of your body with the power bar. You will find that you probably can't get it up as high. You might even only get to here, okay? So let's all do it the same. Let's just come to halfway this time, and we're all going to take our shoulders back and release, and back and release. You can see when the shoulders go back, the arms actually go out a little wider, but I'm not bending the elbows more. I'm keeping those arms long. Let's take it out and slowly down. Now you can feel those shoulders starting to work. Okay, let's take it back up. And this time, people with the resistance band, you're going to gently pull it outwards, okay? With this, we're going to hold the tension and pull out. So you are still working. All right, we're all pulling out. Now, of course, if you're using a resistance band, you're not going to be able to get your arms right out to your side. So it's going to be just a gentle little pull like so on the resistance band. With the power bar, you can go a little further, but we can feel those shoulders working. So let's lower those arms again and relax. Give it a shake. So I hope you're following. If you're using a resistance band, you're gently pulling it in an outward motion, okay? Nothing too extreme. With the resistance, with the power bar, sorry, you do have to have a little bit of tension. Your arms might be lower, that's okay, but you will feel that tension. All right, are we ready? We've all shaken out and we're ready to try that last one again. Coming forward, pulling out for 1 and release, and 2 and release, and 3 and release. 2 more, 4. Don't let those shoulders roll forward. Last one, 5. Good, and take it down. Good, and really shake it out. Loosen. Let's roll those shoulders backwards. And again, opening up the chest. Now drop the chin to the chest and chin to the ceiling. And forward again. Good, okay. So if you are using your resistance band, I want you to stand in the center of that resistance band now. So you're holding onto the handles and you're standing in the band, and it should look very similar to this. People with the bar, don't move, don't change anything. All right, and once we're in position, we're going to stand up nice and tall, opening the hips, no leaning forward, belly button gently back. All right, so for people that have the power bar, you might need to make your band a little bit shorter. So I'm just holding onto the band a little lower. All right, we're going to turn those palms, and everyone is going to do a little bicep curl in and down. And again, in and down. And in and down. Good again. That's it. All right, belly button gently draws back for the last 5. 1 and 2 and 3. I need to sneeze. And 5. Good. Turn your palms to face inwards. Keep your elbows slightly bent and lift out. Now we're going to keep those wrists strong here. We don't want to feel any pulling in those wrists. Couple more. And last one. Good. Once again, shake it out so that we can repeat that. Loosen up. If your neck is getting tight, do that as well. Turn the palms and we start with that bicep curl, curling in. 1. Just as much pull as you can get. You don't have to get your hands all the way to the shoulders. 3. Standing tall. 4. Belly button back. And 5. And 6. How you going? You should be feeling it now. 7, I bet you are. And 8. And 9. And last one, 10. Good. Turn the palms. Remember, you've got to keep those elbows slightly bent like this. You don't want to be locked up, okay? And strong wrists as you lift out. 1 and down. You don't have to go too high. Power bar people will probably find they can go a little higher than resistance band people. And 2 more. And last one. Good. And relax. All right, give it a good shake. Okay, so we're all going to do the same thing. We're going to put a small bend in those knees so that we can hinge forward slightly. So you're leaning forward slightly, okay? So I'm not upright anymore like this, okay? And we are all going to take the handles of our bands that we're using and we're going to change hands. So we now have a cross there, okay? Do we follow that? Now, again, depending on how tight your elastic is, I'm just going to grab some of the elastic. Now, I'm hinged forward, but I don't want you down here, okay? You've got to keep your chest up. So make sure that pelvic floor is lifting. Tuck your bum just a tiny, tiny little bit just to take any pressure out of your lower back. And then we are going to lift those elbows out to the side. Before we go any further, I want you to have a quick peek. Make sure that your wrists are hanging down like this and not up here. Okay, because I want you to use this muscle here to lift the elbows. Let's go up and gently down and up and gently down and up, gently down and up, gently down and up. Good. And of course, depending on the strength of your elastic, it's really going to depend on how high you can get those elbows. Okay, so just think about your body, think about your elastic. We'll do a couple more. And last one. Good. And stand tall. All right, just loosen off that elastic a little bit. Roll the shoulders backwards. And again. And let them sink down. And chin to the chest. Roll it along the chest to the right shoulder. Roll the chin to the left. And to the right again. Let that head just hang. And over to the right, left. And back to the center. And look forward. Small bend. And let's go back to that same movement. Elbows, check them. And down. Belly button back. Pull. 1. And down. 2. And down. 3. 4. 5. If you need to stop, make sure you do, especially if it's getting into the neck, okay? Otherwise, we've got 7, 8, 9, last one, 10, and release. Good job. Okay, so people that are on, well, whether you're on your band or you're a bar, just carefully step off that. And we are going to have a seat again. But before you sit down, I want you to stand in front of your chair. Make sure you can feel the back of your legs on the chair. And then bend into that little hinge position. Stick that bum right out as you come to sit down. Good. We want to make sure we're not sinking into those hips, that we are coming down gently and controlled. Okay, so we're going to keep the elastic in our hands. So bar people, it's the bar. And no, I'm not attached to my bar. Okay, so you don't need to be either. Belly button sinking back. Scoot yourself to the front of the chair. Make sure your feet are flat on the floor. We're going to bring the arms out in front. So we want our arms sitting at about shoulder distance, okay? So they shouldn't be in closer than your knees, because your knees should be sitting about shoulder distance. Okay, pelvic tilt. Keep tucking so that you can push that belly button right back towards the spine, trying to arch that back into a C. The bar or the band should have come back with you, so it shouldn't be over your knees anymore. And then you sit up nice and tall. Okay, let's tuck. Breathe in and hold. And breathe out. And sit up tall. Feel the tummy muscles engaging here. So we're not using the bar or the elastic for any kind of weight work here or resistance work. We're using it to keep the shoulders in position in posture, so we don't want those shoulders rolling forward. And again, tuck and hold. Now this time we're going to do our little twist. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and sit up tall again. Good. Let's go back this time and hold and lift the arms up. 1. Doesn't have to go all the way to the ears, just up a little. Just adding a little bit of extra resistance work to the tummy muscles. 1 more. Good. And sit up nice and tall. Good. If you want to rest your arms for a moment, you can place your band or your bar onto your legs. So we're going to repeat that. So when we do our twists, keep it small. Keep pulling back in the center as we twist. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and sit up tall. And again, tuck and hold. Keep these muscles working and lift. 1 and down. I'm looking out past my knees so that I can keep my neck long at the back there. I'm going to do 2 more if you can. Stop if you need to. Last one. Good. And sitting up. Rest those arms onto your legs again. Loosen up whatever needs to be loosened up. If it's your back, you can do a couple of little hip circles as well. Good. Okay, so we haven't done this for a while. As we do our tuck, we're going to lift the right leg. If you find it's hurting your back or your hips, don't do the leg part, okay? Arms out and tuck. 1 and lift. Same leg. 2 and lift. Focus on the center. Try not to let the body twist, okay? Keep everything straight there in the center of your band or bar. Last one, and we're changing legs now. And tuck and lift and tuck and lift and 3 and lift and 4. Good. Last one. 5. And rest those arms if you need to. Good job. All right. So, of course, we've got to add our oblique twist. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the bar or the band to here. Now, you can take it up above your head, but I don't want your arms to fall into this position, okay? So if you want to come right underneath the chin, and then we're going to try and push those elbows forward, okay? We can take our hands out a little wider along the bar, and you can do the same with the elastic if you need to. Just make it a little bit longer. Don't stretch it to do that though. Okay, let's point those elbows right down. Shoulders back, elbows forward, and we tuck. And we're going to twist opposite. And we're going to do that again, opposite. And I'm still in my tucked position as I do this. Good, now I'm going to sit up. Okay, so you've got to keep those tummy muscles working. Push the elbows forward, chest back, and tuck and twist. 1 and 2, 1 more, and 3. Now, if you find that that is hurting your back, then or your hips, I want you to just leave your leg on the floor, and you can do our twist movement without it. Okay, now with the bar or the elastic, whatever you're using, I don't want you sort of doing this push of the bar. Okay, so the arms stay the same the whole time. Okay, so see the difference, watching what my arms do and my shoulders do when I do that twist. That is wrong. Okay, see how I'm pushing it away from me and I'm not actually moving much through my body anymore. All right, so that's the difference. We want to keep that bar or band nice and close to the body. Let's try it again, with or without the knee. Tuck and hold and twist. 1, 2, keep those elbows forward. 3, and sit up. And the other side, tuck, and 1, and 2, and 3, and sit up. Take the bar or band down and loosen up. All right, so now you can feel those arms working as well. through here as you hold the bar or the band in position. And then as soon as we start pushing those elbows forward a little bit, we're just activating more muscles in through the arm, and it is actually going to travel round into that tricep area there too. All right, good, loosen up. All right, let's pop the bar or the band down. There, ooh. If you want to have a drink, grab yourself a drink. I'll give you a chance to do that. And then we will continue. That sounds nice, Bob. Stone bench tops, lovely. I saw that you'd written something, I just didn't get a chance to read it. For those that are sitting ready to go, let's just circle the neck a few times and loosen up. Make sure we're not getting too tight up there. Good. All right. Okay, so we're going to tuck the feet underneath us again. We're going to hinge forward again. Arms come forward as well. Connect through the center, lift through the center, then push down through the knees and heels to stand. Good. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of balance stuff, so make sure you've got your chair there if you need it, okay? In fact, we're all going to stand behind the chair, and if I turn this way, hopefully you can see me. Going to face the chair. I want you nice and close to it, okay? So I don't want you standing back here and leaning like this, okay? Step in, get those elbows in by your side gently. Hands just relaxed on top of the chair, no pushing into the chair. And we're just going to start with some rises. So rising up for 10, 9, test yourself if you can, 8, 7, 6, 5, shoulders are down, 4, 3, 2, and hold. Bend the knees forward. Push those heels right down into the floor so that you're getting that little stretch down the bottom there. And release. And rise. Knees come forward, not too far. We don't want those knees hurting. Push the heels down and stand. Reverse it down. Onto the toes. Stretch up tall. And lower down. Bend the knees onto the toes, stretch up tall and lower down. Good, rise up, tap one heel and rise up, tap the other. When the heel comes down, it is gentle. You are not sinking into your hips. Gently tap and up. The hips are not rocking from side to side as you do this. Let's pick up the pace. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. No sinking. 5 and 6, 7, belly button back, 8 and 9 and 10. Rise up and both heels down. Good. Give those legs a shake. All right, so we're going to rest those forearms onto that chair and we're going to start to step back. Now remember, we need to keep the weight down, not too much on the chair that we don't want it coming backwards, okay? So the weight's got to come down over the chair so that the chair doesn't swing. We're going to step back with our knees slightly bent and we're going to sink that chest down towards the floor. You can let your neck relax if you like and look towards your knees, or you can keep looking straight down at the floor. But it's one or the other. All right, now we want to sort of push that chest towards the floor and feel the stretch in the front of the shoulders here, and that's so that we can open that chest and flatten the back as much as possible. Let's slowly start to straighten the right knee just as much as you can and then soften it with a small bend again. Now the left knee starts to straighten and then bend. Let's do the right again. Start to straighten. Feel that stretch in the back of the leg and behind the knee. Left leg now. Let's try both knees at the same time, just as far as you can. I want you to keep that chest sinking down the whole time. Let's do that once more. Push those knees backwards and release. So the knees are slightly bent again. Now we're going to push the spine to the ceiling like a cat, stretching up, letting the head just hang down towards the chest, looking towards the legs. And release. Change it, pushing the chest towards the floor, stick the bum up, and let's go again. Let's push that chest to the ceiling, trying to arch the back. And once more back down, nice and slow movements here, controlled. And then we're going to release just a little bit to bring it back to flat. Good, okay, now very carefully step yourself in, keep your arms on the chair. Come in nice and close to the chair so that it is right underneath you. And come up tall, make sure you're balanced before you let go of that chair or move any further. Okay, good. Okay, now the chair is there if you need it. Again, you're better off to be facing the chair for this one, okay? But if I turn, it'll be so that you can see what I'm doing properly. We're going to take the right leg, we're going to take it out to the side, put a small lift and bring it in for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Now the same leg is going to go out, toe to the floor and bring yourself to the center. Okay, when we get to the center here, we're going to squat. Remembering that when you squat, you hinge, you stick that bum out. It's like you're about to sit down on your chair again. And we're going to do 3 of these. Not too deep if it hurts the knees. Good. Then we're going to transfer the weight back onto that left leg and bring the right in. And same again, we do 5 and 4, nice and small, pulling right up out of the supporting leg. Last one. Then we take it out, toe to the floor. So that's all at a comfortable distance, okay? You're not sort of stretching that leg away, all right? It just goes out, toes to the floor, transfer the weight. And we come down again. 1, pull up tall, and 2, keep it small, and 3. Good, transfer the weight and bring it in. Let's change legs. So we take it out to the side. There's a small lift and 1 and 2 and 3. We did 5, 4 and 5. Good, then we take it out. Toes tap to the floor. We transfer the weight to the center and we come down for 1 and lift. And 2 and lift. Last one, 3 and lift. Opened hips here, transfer the weight, bring it in. And again, 1 and 2. Standing tall, keep that leg nice and low and controlled. 4, 1 more, and 5. Take it out, toes to the floor, transfer the weight. And down, 1 and 2. Make sure you're sticking that bum out behind you. You can't sit down with an upright back, okay? You've got to lean forward. Good, and standing tall. Give those, bring it in. Give those legs a shake. Good, okay, so I'm going to get you to turn this time. Have the chair or whatever you're using for balance, if it's a wall or whatever, okay? And what I'm going to get you to do is place your right hand onto that chair, okay? So if you need to swivel around now, do that. If I'm doing this so that I can say rights and lefts and know everyone's doing the same. So we've got our right hand on the chair, which is right beside us. We're going to take the left leg forward. And I'm going to take the right foot back a little. Okay, now if I turn this way just so you can see what I'm doing clearer, there we go. You have your back heel lifted off the floor and both legs are straight. Okay, so this is the left leg, this is the right hand. Bend both your knees just a little. You don't have to go very far. Then I want you to make sure that tailbone is tucked under so that your back is upright. So we're not in this position, okay? We've got to tuck and keep the back upright. Now, if you've gone too deep, you might feel the knees getting sore, so just come up a little bit. Now we're going to turn, and I'm going to be clear on this because I said it to a class yesterday and they just turned their head, okay? You are turning from the waistline, so I want your chest to turn towards the chair and then forward. Now what your body is going to want to do is open up, and that's going to twist your knees. So we do not want to do that. We want to turn the chest towards the chair, okay? Chest towards the chair. You're not going to go very far. Chest towards the chair. We're going to do that 2 more times. Good. Make sure that the shoulders are not rolling. That's not pushing from here, okay? Let the arm just hang. And back, and we're going to bring that back leg in. All right, shake it out. Let's change legs. We're going to turn around to change legs. So I'm going to turn my back on you now, because now we're going to have our left hand on the chair, and we're going to take our right foot forward and left foot back. Okay, so right foot forward, left hand on the chair. You make sure your back heel is lifted. Get your back upright already. Tuck your bum under as you bend your knees just enough to come down, all right? So you don't have to be too far, because we're holding it long enough anyway for those muscles to work. All right, so remember, we want to keep the shoulders and hips squared up with each other. That means we don't want to twist just, let me rephrase that, that's incorrect. From the waistline is where we are twisting, but we don't want the shoulders to sort of twist ahead of yourself. So we don't want the shoulder pulling around. We just want everything to move as one piece in the upper half. I hope that made sense. I said it better before. Turning towards the chair, we do that 5 times. Making sure that that back knee is not moving, the back foot is not moving. Same with the front leg, nothing in the front leg moves either. Good, and then we bring that back leg in and we shake it all about. Good work. Okay, still facing the chair. This time we're going to take the feet out wider, okay? I want you to go nice and wide, wider than your chair. I want you to turn the feet out slightly. Keep your back upright. Bend your knees just a little. Doesn't have to be a big bend, okay? We want the tailbone tucked under here because we want to avoid this position, okay? But at the same time, I don't want you pushing into your knees, all right? So you might find that by turning the feet in a little bit will help, all right? So we're standing up nice and tall with a small bend in those knees. We're going to lift the right heel and tap it down and down and down. Now the other heel and tap it. Good. Let's do that again. Right for 3, 2, and 1. Other leg for 3, 2, and 1. Keep those knees pulling right back over the toes. Lift both heels and tap. 2. Ooh, that's harder. Good. We're going to squeeze the waistline on one side and come up, and then squeeze the waistline. So I'm keeping my weight right in the center the whole time. Squeeze the waistline and squeeze the waistline, and slowly, carefully straighten the legs. So as you straighten your legs, so that you're not just putting loads of pressure into your knees, make sure you draw back and lift in the center of the body still, okay? All right, let's bend those knees again. Small bend, doesn't have to be deep. Tailbone's tucked under so your back is upright. I want to make sure you can see both my feet. All right, right heel tap 3 and 2 and 1. Left heel 3, keep that weight centered, and 1. And again, 3 and 2 and 1. Other side, 3 and 2 and 1. If you can, both 1 and 2, ooh, 3. Good, squeeze the waist over and up. Small movement, over and up. Last one, over and up and over and up. Belly button back, lift through the center of the body. Feel like you're trying to get lighter, almost float away from the floor, okay? If you can feel like that, then what's going to happen is you're going to activate your inner thighs. You're going to activate your glutes, your butt. You're going to activate the tummy. And that is going to put a lot less pressure into your knees than pushing straight down into the floor. All right, so you've almost got to think, and it's the same when you go to stand up off a chair or something. You've almost got to feel like you're being lifted from here and pulled up towards the ceiling, like you're trying to float away from the floor. That way we don't focus as much on pushing down to come up, but more about floating up, which is going to help that pelvic floor lift. I think if you can get your mindset, and it's all about wording, okay, and how I can explain it. So I'm trying to do it in different ways so that you get the gist of what I'm trying to say so that you can work it out. But if we think about pushing down and being heavy all the time, then we put lots of pressure into those hips and knees. But if we can try and think more light, then you'll find that you don't put the pressure as much into those joints, okay? You're still using them, but other muscles are helping. Okay, let's make our lunge. One leg forward, push that heel down, straighten that back leg. And once again, we want that pelvic tilt just a little bit, enough to feel the hip at the back there open up. Belly button back, holding this position. Now I want you to try and keep that pelvic tilt for the whole of this 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, and release. That way we're keeping that pelvic floor lifted as well. All right, let's push that heel down into the floor on the other leg now. Get that leg nice and long and nice and straight. Feel the stretch down the back there. Then we're just going to make sure we're tucked just a little. Don't overdo it. Opening up that hip. Your back is upright. And we're holding that stretch for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it back in again. Good. Give your legs a really good shake. Okay, so we're going to go back to facing the chair. We're going to bring those forearms down. I want you to step back, but those legs are out really wide now, and I want you to sink that chest down. Keep your legs as straight as you can. Even push your bum backwards a little bit. We want to try and get those inner thighs stretching here. So hopefully you can feel something between those inner thighs. You can feel it in the back of the legs too. You don't have to look down at the floor. You can keep your head lifted if that feels better for you. And then belly button back. Come up, walk yourself in carefully. Make sure you feel balanced. And then we're going to come and stand in front of this chair again. So I know I say push down into your heels. I guess if you went to a physio, that's how they would word it. So that's sort of where that's come from. They word it that you push down, but at the same time, when I say push down, it's more about trying to get those knees to stay straight. I still want you to think about everything from here up, lifting when you stand up. So even if we reverse that now to sit down, which is what we're going to do, we're going to hinge. We start to use those knees and legs, but if we can keep that pelvic floor lifting and keep ourselves floating here as we come down, we just hit the chair gently and we don't collapse completely, which is what we're trying to do. Okay, let's take that right leg across the left as best you can. Remember, you can have it down here, that's fine. I want you to feel a little stretch coming in through the side of the hip. Then you can use your chair to sort of pull you around. And then slowly release. Then we change the legs over and we get a little stretch in the side there, and we use the chair to pull us around. And we release. Good. You know what? We never used weights today. Pick circles. I don't think you needed to. I think you did some good weight stuff with your elastic. Those shoulders and arms. Circle the other way. And sit up nice and tall. Good. Let those arms hang. Drop the chin to the chest. Deep breath out. We're going to roll down and just hang over the legs. And you might feel a little bit tight through the lower back, but this will help release. Belly button back as we unroll back to the top. Lift out of the hips and sit up tall. Take your hands onto your lower back. Fingertips facing your bum. And you're going to lift up out of the hips and tilt back. And release. And arms come down. Breathe in, bring the arms forward. Breathe out and squeeze back. Breathe in and out to the side. Coming over. Bring that top arm right over to your ear, stretching, and back to the side. And over, bring that top arm up to the ear, and center it, and down. Shoulders lift and lower. Chin to the chest, chin to the ceiling. And forward, look to the right, and left, and forward. Drop the ear down, and over, and up. Deep breath in, and out, sitting tall. Breathe in, shoulders up. Breathe out, take them down. Breathe in, gently open the chest, and deep breath out. Once more, breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Keep the shoulders down, gently open and release. Don't collapse. That is your posture. It's all set now. Go and enjoy your week, and I will speak to you all. That's about it, everyone. Have a great week, everyone. Take care. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you all soon.